Okay, so we're looking at solving radical equations, and we have to solve each equation. So the first question, we have A. So we have to put the terms onto the same side, so we can leave the radical on its own. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So I'll have 2x plus 2. And then on the right side, it'll just be the root of 12x. Now I can raise both sides to the power of 2. And if I do that, I will actually eliminate the root. So I'll have 100 minus 12x on the right. And then I need to use FOIL, or I can use the difference of squares formula, and this will leave me with, so 2 squared is 4x squared, and then if I do 2 squared is 4 times 2, that's 8, so I got plus 8x, and 2 squared is 4, so that's going to be plus 4. And I'm going to bring everything onto the same side, so I'm going to minus 100 from both sides, and I'm going to add 12x to both sides. So this will leave me with 4x squared plus 20x minus 96, and that's going to be equal to 0. So now we know we need to factor. So looking for the greatest common factor, I can see that they will factor by 4. So this will be x squared plus 5x and minus 24. So now I've got my terms. I'm going to factor. So I'm going to look over here. So we want factors of 1 times minus 24. That when they add, they're going to give us plus 5. So my factors, so we got 8 and 3. So it needs to be a minus 24 and it needs to be positive. So it's going to be a positive 8 and a minus 3. So I'm going to do this the long way for this question. So I'm going to break these two terms up. So I have minus 3x plus 8x minus 24. And now I'm going to factor. So I'm going to factor this by x. So that's x minus 3. And I'll factor this by 8. So that's going to be x minus 3. And now we have, these are the same. And I have these. So I can combine these terms. So we'll have x plus 8 and x minus 3. So using the 0 properties, we're going to have x plus 8 equals 0, or x minus 3 equals 0. So x is equal to minus 8, or x is equal to 3. Now we need to check that our solutions are correct. So we're going to do this into the original formula. So we need to check our solutions. So let's just write that by here. So checking the solutions, we'll use x is equal to minus 8 first. So I need to put this into 2x. Let's make this bigger. So we have 2x is equal to 100 minus 12x minus 2. So we need the left-hand side to equal the right-hand side. So this is minus 8. And then this is the root of 100 minus 12 times minus 8. And that's minus 2. So we have minus 16. And 12 times 8 is 96. So 100 minus 96. So we're going to have so as 100 plus 96 minus 2. So minus 16, the root of 196 minus 2 is going to be 14 minus 2, which is 12. So it's not equal. Okay, so x is not, minus 8 is, as I said, that's not a solution. So now we need to check the next value, which is going to be, so we need to check the solution of x is equal to 3. So in the same equation, so 100 minus 12x minus 2, and substitute in 3, and that's 100 minus 12 multiplied by 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. So with the root of 100 minus 36 minus 2, and that is going to be 64, which is the root of that will be 8, and 8 minus 2, so 6 equals 6, and that's correct. So we know that x equals 3 is a solution. Okay, so we had the guided practice question 6a that you tried. So we'll just look at the solution. So the first thing I'm going to do is minus 3 from both sides. So I'll have 3x minus 3, and that will leave me with 18x minus 18 on the right hand side. And now I can take the raise them both to the power of 2. So this then will eliminate the radical, so we'll just have 18x minus 18. And then we're going to multiply out our brackets. So we have 3 squared, so that's 9x squared. And 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 2 is 18. So this is going to be minus 18x, and minus 3 squared is going to be plus 9. So the next thing I have to do is put everything on the same side and make it equal to 0. So I'm going to add minus 18x from both sides, and I'm going to add 18 to both sides. So this will give me, so I'll have 9x squared, so that's a minus. So we've got minus 18 is minus 36x, and 18 plus 9 is plus 27. So let's move that there. So equal to 0. So we're going to factor. So looking for the greatest common factor, and I can factor by 9. So this will give me x squared minus 4x plus 3. And if I was to factor these terms, so 1 times 3 is 3, so I'm looking for factors of 3 that will add to minus 4. So this is going to be a 3 and a 1. It's going to be positive, so it needs to be minus 3 and minus 1. So this is going to be 9, and we'll have x minus 3 and x minus 1. So now using, we could say x minus 3 equals 0, or x minus 1 equals 0. So x is equal to 3, or x is equal to 1. And we need to check our solutions just to make sure that they are valid. So let's check our solutions over here. So first of all, we're going to check x is equal to 3. So our original equation, 3x is 3 plus root 18x minus 18. And then I'm going to substitute in 3, so 3 times 3. And this is going to be 18 times 3 minus 18. So this is 9. 3 plus, and we got 18 times 3 minus 18. So this is going to be 36. So square root of 36 is 6. So 9 equals 9. So we can say that x equals 3 is valid. It is a solution. And then we need to check our second solution. X is 1. So let's go over here and we'll check that x is equal to 1. So 3 times 1 is 3 plus 18 multiplied by 1 minus 18. So 3 times 1 is 3, and then we have, this is the root of 18 minus 18 is 0. So square root of 0 is 0, so 3 equals 3 is correct. So x equals 3, x equals 1 is valid or a solution. So we can say that these are both correct. Okay, so this question, the first thing we're going to do is minus 3 from both sides. So we just have the radical on one side. So we've got 4x plus 3, and this is going to be equal to 4. So I need to raise both of my sides. If I raise to the power 3, we will eliminate the radical sign. So this will just leave us with 4x plus 8. And 4 cubed is 64. And then we just rearrange and then we can solve. So we'll have 4x is 64 minus 8. So 4x is 56. Divide both sides by 4. And x is equal to 14. So we just need to check that it's correct. So we have the cubed root of 4 times 14 plus 8 plus 3 equals 7. So if we look at 4 times 14, so this will leave us with 4 times 14 plus 6 is 64. And if we take the cubed root, that'll be 4. So 4 plus 3 is 7, which is correct. So we know that our solution is correct. Okay, so another guided practice question. Solution now is 6c. So this time we're going to square both sides. So I'll rewrite my equation. So we're going to square both sides. So what we're going to do is raise both sides to the power. So on the left hand side we will eliminate the radical. And then we're going to use FOIL to multiply out our brackets on the right hand side. So we've got just 3 plus 2 minus x multiplied by 3 plus root 2 minus x. So when we do this, 3 times 3, we'll have 9. And we'll have 3 times root 2. So this will be plus root 3 root 2 minus x. And then we're going to look at the inner terms. So this is 3 times, so this is going to be plus 3 times 2 minus x. And then the last terms, and this is going to be plus, and we've got 2 minus x squared. And when you have one of these that we're going to square, they will eliminate. So we'll just end up with just 2 minus x. So I'm just going to simplify this and then we can use it. So we've got 9 and 3 and 3, so that's plus 6, 2 minus x plus 2 minus x. And I'm just going to write this on this side here. So we've got 9 plus 6, 2 minus x plus 2 minus x. So now we're going to put everything on the same side. So I'm going to minus 2 and add x from this side, and I'm going to minus 9. So I'll have x plus 7 minus 9 minus 2 plus x. And then on this side, I'm just going to have 6, 2 minus x. So over here, we've got x, and x is 2x. And plus 7 minus 9 is minus 2, and another minus 2, so that's minus 4. So now, if we raise everything to the power of 2, on this side we'll have 2 times 2, so it's 4x squared. 2, so 2 times 4 is 8, times 2 is 16, so we'll have minus 16x, and minus 4 squared is 16, so it's going to be plus 16. And then on the right hand side, remember 6 is squared, so it's going to be 36, and then this is just going to eliminate the radical sign. So just multiplying out, we got 36 times 2 is 72, and this is 36x. And I'm going to just write everything on the one side and make it equal to 0. So I'm going to minus 72 and add 36. So we'll have 4x squared minus 16x plus 36x plus 16 minus 72 is 0. And I just need to simplify. So we've got 4x squared and 36, so that's going to leave me with plus 20. And 16 minus 72 is going to leave me minus 56. And we can factor this by 4. So I'm going to factor by 4. And this will leave me with 5x and minus 14. So now the inner terms. So we're looking at factors of minus 14. And we want it to be a difference of 5. So factors of 14, we have 7 and 2. So it needs to be minus. So this is positive, and this is a minus. So we'll have x plus 7 and x minus 2 is 0. So you can say x plus 7 is 0 or x minus 2 is 0. So x is minus 7 or x is equal to 2. Now we need to check both solutions to see if they're correct. So let's do that. So we're going to check, first of all, to see if x is equal to minus 7. So I'm going to put into the original equation, which is, so we've got the root of minus 7 plus 7 is equal to 3 plus 2 minus 7. So this is the root of 0, which is equal to 3 plus, and then we have 2 plus 7 is 9. So root 3 0 is equal to 6. Well, that is not correct. So x minus 7 is not a solution. Okay, so x is not equal to 7. It is not a solution. So now we need to check the other value. So we have x is 2. So let's check if x is equal to 2. So if I put this into the original equation, I will have 2 plus 7 equals 3 plus 2 minus 2. So we've got 2 plus 7, 3 plus 2 minus 2. And then we just need to see what this is. So we have 9 is equal to 3, and this is plus 0. So 3 is equal to 3 is correct. So x equals 2 is a valid solution.